Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to the Serendipitous podcast. I am your host, Devilish Damia. This is my very first episode of the Serendipitous podcast, and I will be interviewing my partner, Cameron, who has been my biggest supporter in this stream of mine. This podcast has been on my mind for a very long time. I've been working on it for a while now, and I'm so glad it's finally come into fruition. I'm so excited for you to hear all my thoughts and all my guest stories, so please stay tuned and let me know what you think. I guess we should first introduce ourselves. I'm Damia.
And I'm Cameron.
I am the host of this podcast. This podcast is a podcast where sincere and remarkable souls gather to share their unmasked selves and connect authentically. And I figured for my first guest, I would have my lovely, lovely husband and biggest supporter in burlesque, Cameron. And he will
Hello.
and he will also be helping with the podcast in the future, so you might see him pop in. He's going to help us kind of like check information, pull up pictures, videos, things like that.
Yes.
So it'll be really good.
So, should we start with a little bit about you, the host of
Yes.
the podcast?
Cameron and I think that it would be a good idea for you to get to know the host, me, before I start bringing on guests. And of course, my spotlight is always going to be on the guest, so of course I will also be asking Cameron some things. But I wanted him to ask me some things too.
All right, so first, tell us about your name, Devilish Damia, and where it comes from.
All right. So Devilish Damia comes from actually my first D&D character that I ever created.
Yeah.
Which you do know about since
I
you were
remember
in
her.
that campaign. And she was a tiefling, a red devilish tiefling, that worked in a brothel.
That's
Do
funny.
you remember what the name of that brothel was, Cameron?
Oh man, I do not.
You don't?
Do you?
I do.
What was it called?
It was called Baldur's Gate.
Oh,
And you came up
yes.
with that.
Well, it was in Baldur's Gate, of course.
It was in Baldur's Gate.
And
her whole vibe was that she was supposed to be very protective of her girls. You know,
Yes.
she wasn't one of the girls. She worked behind the bar and kind of collected information from the men that visited the brothel. And anytime those men would ever touch those girls in a way that they didn't consent to, she would fuck them up. And I kind of like to bring that persona in sometimes. You know, you only can look at me when I say and things like that. So
yeah, it's a good vibe to have.
yeah. So that's where it comes from.
All right. Well, good to know. My name Cameron comes from my parents.
Oh.
So there you go. I think
It's a lovely name.
I think they said they heard someone like call their kid Cameron or something, and they were just like,
I like that.
"That sounds great."
These are like that.
They were like, "I'm gonna take that." Yeah. My Wayne is a family middle name. Passed down from my dad. Question number 2. How did you get into burlesque?
So, burlesque has been in my life for a long time. I remember the burlesque movie coming out in 2011, and ever since then, I've watched that movie over and over again. It's my comfort movie. When I get sick, I put it on. And it wasn't until 2022, May of 2022, when you rented the movie theater out for my birthday to watch burlesque on the big screen, that I decided to see if burlesque was kind of a real thing. I had been dreaming about it, like, after we went to that movie, and so I typed in burlesque classes near me on Google, and Houston Divine Studios popped up, and I went to a class, and they were having a show that next weekend. So I went to a show and was just fucking mesmerized.
Yeah. I remember well driving you to those classes and you coming back and just being like, this is it. This is exactly what I hoped it would be, exactly what I wanted. Um, and just thinking it was so cool to see you so fulfilled by something after kind of a long struggle to find a good hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of you typing that in, have you ever seen like when restaurants will name themselves like good Chinese food near me? That way, when people Google that, they're the first result.
No,
Yeah, I've
I've
seen
not
that.
seen that.
Um,
I'm not
it's a good
surprised
one.
by that though.
Yeah.
Seems like a marketing strat.
So tell us a little bit about your path to debuting, going from, that interest in the classes to actually getting on stage.
Wow, you're such a good host. Oh my
You're the
God. I
host.
know, but
I'm
you're
just the
asking me questions and I'm like,
guest.
oh my gosh, she has such a nice voice. Um, so my journey from kind of just like taking the classes and debuting was um at one of the Burley shows. I volunteered to go on stage for like an audience strip game.
Mhm.
And because I didn't really know if I wanted to do burlesque on stage or not, or if I just wanted that to be for something for me, you know?
Mhm.
And your
Mhm.
mom was with me, and she video recorded it, and I remember like video recorded it. And I went up there, and I just like remember seeing people's faces and just like loving the feeling of like I'm being confident and sexy up here, and I'm in control of that, and I'm in control of like what you see.
Mhm.
Um, and it was really fun, and I wanted that feeling a lot more, and so I did what I could to get on the stage again in
Yeah.
a professional way.
You know,
So
you saw what you wanted, you decided you wanted it, and you just decided nothing was going to stop you.
technical difficulties, folks.
Yeah. Oh no.
The Zoom pod track died. I had to replace the batteries, but
Zoom
good thing
pod.
it was very quick. So
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna move on to the
Oh,
next
hi
question.
Benny. This
Actually,
is Benny.
this has been
For the audio listeners, I have two cats, Benny and Oakley.
yes.
Benny is an orange. I don't really know if he's a tabby cat, but he's orange stripy.
I don't think he's a tabby cat. They look different.
Okay. And then Oakley's
I don't
a
know
a
anything about
tortoiseshell cat.
cats.
I don't know a lot about their breeds, but I know Oakley's a tortoiseshell cat.
Yeah,
Hey, can you not scratch the
his
couch
full
though?
name is Benedict. Contrary to what my parents believe, it is not after Benedict Cumberbatch. It is after Eggs Benedict. Um, as we were told by the people we adopted him from.
Well, and also because
Which we loved because we already have a dog named Short Stack, another breakfast food item.
short stack of
A short
pancakes.
stack of pancakes, of course, because he has short stack of little legs.
Little legs.
Because he's a corgi. Um, and also eggs Benedict are delicious. I love
I've
hollandaise
still
sauce.
never had eggs Benedict.
That's incredible. It's very
We've been
good.
together for 8 years now.
Yes, yes.
No, wait, 9. No, it'll be 9 this year.
It'll be 9 in
Yeah.
August of this year that we've known each
So
other.
that's
Married
crazy.
for 4 in March.
4 in March. Wow,
Yes,
4 years
4
married.
years. That sounds
That's
adult
crazy.
as
That does
hell.
sound very adult. Wow.
Yes.
I wonder what the traditional marriage year it is.
Oh yes,
It's like
it's copper or tin or
aluminum.
something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
aluminum. They get ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's 100 of them. If you don't know, they're insane. The last one I think is diamond. Is what your
No, I
goal
think
is
it
to
go.
achieve or something.
No, I think diamonds before. I think you go up to like platinum and like.
I think is platinum more valuable than diamond?
I
I
don't know.
think
Maybe I'm thinking of league.
in league platinum is less valuable than
Shit.
diamond.
All right. Well,
I don't know about
reverse.
what about
Anyway,
in music? I don't know. The triple platinum is that better than do
I don't
songs go
know.
diamond? I've heard of gold
I
and
have no idea. I feel
platinum.
like we're going way off.
I
But
don't know.
anyway,
I'm sure Taylor Swift or someone has a diamond song or
I don't know.
who knows.
Maybe a Bejeweled song.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So next question was your favorite performers.
Oh my God, that is
I know
okay.
it's impossible,
That is
but
such a hard question because there are so many talented performers in Houston. Of course, my mentor and the person that got me into burlesque, Lady Annabelle.
of
I think
course.
that's underscore Lady Annabelle on Instagram. Um,
Yes.
I will try and remember everyone's Instagram.
Hmm.
If not, I'll put it on the screen and put it in the description. But also Poppy Tart. I
Yes.
think she is just like so graceful.
Hmm.
And like she's one of those people that when she's on stage like hypnotizes me.
Hmm.
Like I've caught myself like I kitten for her often, and I've caught myself having to like pull my
Yes.
focus back into
I
kittening
feel
because I'm
like
like, oh my God, I need to remember I need to do things for her.
yes, she's definitely like got the best like technique. Like it's like mesmerizing how like I feel like perfect and like rhythmic her movements are. It's crazy. She's definitely in my top few.
Mm-hmm.
Not above you, of course,
Of,
and
of course, of course.
um, really like Peter, Peter
Mm.
Pecker.
Peter Pecker, is that your who? Okay, we can do a top five, I guess. So
All right, all
let's
right.
do a top five. So top number one for me would be, oh, we do let's do, so one is number one spot.
What?
Like the number one spot is number one.
That is typically how it works.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, is that silly?
Okay.
Okay, so my number one would probably be Poppy.
All
I
right.
think her costuming is really great.
I agree.
And her acts are really creative and thought out, and her
Mm-hmm.
choreography is super graceful. Um, I would then probably say um, Vixen Magnifique. I also love
That's a
Vixen
good one
Magnifique.
as well.
She is great. Her costumes are also very cute. Um, I'm thinking about them, so it's making me giggle. Oh, I recently saw Medianoche in person at Poppy
Ooh.
Tart's show, and I thought she was
I
pretty
have not got
great.
the chance to see her perform, but you told me many great things.
Yes, yes. And I recently found her Instagram, and found that the costume she wore, or one of the costumes she wore that night that I found like beautiful, was
Mm-hmm.
like a really vintage like costume made from a costumer that
Ooh.
made like costumes for Marilyn Monroe and stuff, which I thought was really cool.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so she would probably be number three. Um, Inga. I really loved
Mm.
Inga. And how she moved on stage. And her musicality is like
Yeah.
no other, man. Um, and then probably,
Lady or
yeah, Lady Annabelle for sure. She's my burlesque mama.
mm-hmm.
And she's just like, she's supported me in ways
Mm-hmm.
that like I'm so grateful for and
Yeah,
will forever love her for. So yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah. I think mine are definitely number one, you, and then probably say Flip second, Peter close behind, just that scream act he did at Neon Rouge when he hosted was fantastic. And then Poppy probably, and I really like.
I'm surprised
Oh,
Logan
Logan.
Lacure.
I think, is it Zucifer Morningstar who did she
Tiny
had like the
Bubbles.
octopus act and like the one where she was like all wrapped up.
She doesn't have an octopus act. I think you're thinking of Mac. Mac hasn't. Mac Fontina.
Oh, Mac did do the.
They did the octopus act. Um, yeah, Mac did the octopus act, and Zucifer has a really cute little tiny bubbles like loofah reveal act, but with an Elvis
Yes,
song. Is
yes,
that the
yes.
one?
That's the one I'm thinking where she kind of like unwraps herself
Mm-hmm.
as the loofah or whatever.
Yes, it's
Yes,
very
okay.
cute.
Yes, both of them actually they're very similar I'd say they're like, I wish, okay, top six.
Okay.
Um, they both have great costumes and super original acts. I mean, all my top five, I feel like, um, the thing I love about them is they're super original and they just stand out. And, I guess I did compare or say two of them were similar, but they're similar in the fact that they're super unique. They're just similar in that they let costumes amplify their uniqueness.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Um,
I love them.
I
And
feel like Hetty's on her way to becoming one of them as well once
Hetty
she.
LaRoe. I always love seeing my friends like grow and find their style and grow confidence and things
Yeah.
backstage. That's been such a fun journey. Like seeing myself find confidence backstage and on stage too has been
Yeah.
so beautiful. I remember seeing or not remember seeing. I just remember being really really quiet all the time
Mm-hmm.
backstage because I didn't want to like I didn't know how I should act and like what
Yeah.
the vibe was. Um and I kind of just realized the vibe is to be yourself. And like you don't have to, pretend like you're
That's easy,
somebody else.
thankfully.
Yeah, it's
Just.
pretty easy for sure. And also not taking up space. Keep to your little corner. Don't spread out. I've learned
Mm.
that.
Hmm.
And then the vibes stay great. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. All right. Next question. Tell us about your support system.
Well, of course, I am sitting on a couch with one of my biggest supporters, one of the biggest people in my support system. You for sure have literally encouraged me from day one, and I really have no like way to describe how much has meant to me. You've pushed me when you're like you're being silly. You deserve this, and you can do this.
Mm-hmm. It's the
Um,
only time I'll call you crazy.
yeah, for sure. But there's been a lot of times this past year where I've like doubted myself and my
Mm-hmm.
abilities, and you're always there to just remind me of who I am,
Yeah.
and I've always appreciated that. And then I also have my mom, who
Yes.
has come to many of my shows now,
Mm-hmm.
um, and she just loves it, and
Mm-hmm.
she supports me on my Instagram, and I love that. I think that's super cute.
Mm-hmm.
And she loves watching all my videos and talking about it, and getting all dolled up for my shows. So she also encourages me and is just so proud of me, and I
Yeah.
am really lucky to have that because some parents aren't as supportive of
Yeah.
their children being a burlesque performer. So
Yeah. Um, yeah, not everyone can be so lucky, but
I did get very lucky with
yes.
my boy and my mama.
Yeah, you're good at picking them too.
Yes, very good. And of course, short stack Benny and Oakley, my little
Yes.
support systems.
Little emotional support animals.
Yes, my babies.
Yes. All right. So what so far do you think has surprised you the most in doing burlesque?
I would say just the acceptance probably of like all ideas and like body shapes
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. I found it like, when you see the burlesque movie, it's all,
Mm-hmm.
thin women. And I love that in the real burlesque community. It's all bodies are for burlesque.
Yeah.
And I was just surprised that in like a good way. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
just happily surprised.
All right. Next question. What are some of your biggest goals in burlesque moving forward? What's something you'd like to accomplish this year?
My goals for this year are to definitely explore other shows and become a performer there. Trying to apply for maybe a festival.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it would be. I don't think it's going to be a festival for this year, but I want to apply for festivals for next year maybe, or
Okay.
maybe later in this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want like good videos of my acts and things to submit for those applications. So.
What are some of your favorite memories from the past year?
Um, the past year, my favorite. Well, my number one favorite was probably making the Burley Soiree debut with Hetty LaRoar and Daisy Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. I just that
Mhm.
they are very near and dear to my heart, those two, and getting to debut on that stage with them is just very special to me because that's the stage where I first saw burlesque, and um, I think
Yeah,
it's just really
a stage
crazy.
we've seen so many times
Mm-hmm.
up until that point. It was super fun as someone who's been with you in the audience a bunch of times, and um, to see you actually, and like with you next to me and watching you kitten and stuff, and then
Mm-hmm.
to see you actually um, on the stage for the first time was
Yeah,
really
how
something.
has that been watching me go from, student to kitten to performer?
Um, Awesome. I mean, it's been like you talked about earlier, it's been cool seeing you find your confidence and stuff like that. I think that's something that burlesque really gives in a unique way. Both like in like making you feel confident in your body, but also about yourself in like all kinds of different ways. And just kind of discovering just a lot about yourself and who you are. And I think that's been a really cool um, side effect that I didn't expect of burlesque. Um, and yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch it happen and to meet all the fun people in it and get to experience it. I never would have thought I'd be going um, across the street from Minute Maid Park to a bar to watch a burlesque show at 2:30 p.m. on Sundays.
Every
That's
third Sunday.
yeah, yeah,
Eighth Wonder
that's
Distillery.
yeah. Some yeah,
It's something kind of crazy. Huh.
it's it is. It's certainly nothing I ever expected um before. All right, so let's get to some just basic questions. What is your favorite color?
So, we both know this is a hard question for
Yes.
me. This is not a basic question. So,
Yeah.
I don't
Most
know why
people
you
have
phrased it that
just
way.
an answer,
I
but
don't. I love them all. That I love them all.
yes.
I do. I love them all. I find like something valuable in each of them, so I can't pick a favorite
Yeah.
color.
You are like the people who say, "Oh, my taste in music, I just like all music.
I
Just
do say that. I do
everything."
say that actually, but I say everything except for country. Sorry,
But I feel
country
like
lovers.
everyone has like everybody likes something of, every genre, but like you
I
have
mean, I
a
don't.
genre, like that you prefer, or not a genre, but like a vibe.
Yeah.
I
What do you think my genre vibe is? That's a
I
God.
feel
Those
like
cookies look so good.
I feel like alternative pop is kind of a safe um
Yeah. Maybe dark
mm,
pop.
is I didn't know that that was a
I don't
thing.
know if it is either, but I feel like it should be
Yeah. Mine I feel like is more just
straight
alternative
alternative,
leaning towards like the
rocky
rock
or alternative.
indie
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Glass Animals
Mhm.
on the indie side like
You're liking Cave Town a
Heather
lot right
Cave Town
now.
a lot right now. Bit of an obsession. I feel
Bit
like
of an obsession. I agree. I agree. But
lyrically he is really
it's okay. It's like me with
hitting
Sabrina
me.
Carpenter right now.
Yes.
I am slightly
Whatever
hyper
Sabrina
focused on her.
Carpenter is, Ariana Grande, powerful pop women. I feel
That's
like
what I
that's
like.
what you like. You just like powerful empowerment
Yeah.
songs, strong women
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, it's
That's true. I
awesome.
love Pink.
Pink, Taylor Swift, Ariana
Selena
Grande,
Gomez.
Selena Gomez,
All my booze. And early
Doja
2000s
Cat.
music. I will
Yeah,
get fucking down to
Fergie.
some Lil Wayne. And T-Pain.
What's
Oh, some
who sings
T-Pain. Some
Promiscuous?
Nelly. Nelly
Nelly
Furtado.
Furtado.
And
Yeah, yeah, good one.
I don't know the other person. Oh well. But what's your favorite color?
Color, orange is my favorite color. As
A nice
big
bright, real
orange
fruit-colored orange color.
Hydro Flask and orange phone case as well will tell ya.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is your favorite TV show of all time?
My favorite TV show of all time would definitely be The Vampire Diaries.
All right.
Yeah, I don't. It's just nothing. No other show
Yeah.
takes the cake as much as that one does.
Star has been forcing me to
Rewatch
watch
it.
it with her as she rewatches it. And I wish there was a little bit less of a focus on a love triangle between. I turned the microphone off. Between two like 1,000-year-old vampires and a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's really weird that they just hang out at high school. Um, I
Later though,
mean,
they don't hang out in high school and they're in college, and the originals.
okay,
Okay, so it would be The Vampire Diaries and then
the
the originals.
originals. I like the
Actually, it
originals
might be the
more.
originals before Vampire Diaries because I really
Ooh,
like Elijah and Klaus the
I
most.
yeah.
And,
So I actually agree. I really enjoyed. I watched the originals first, because that's what Star was like when Star watched it the first time, right? Or were you rewatching it when you showed it to me?
no, I watched it for the first time with you.
Okay. Um, and I really enjoyed it. I liked Elijah and Klaus's character in that show. I don't like them very much in the Vampire Diaries from
Well, I
what
mean
I've seen them so far.
they're the villains in the
Yeah, they're
Vampire
right now
Diaries
they're
for right now.
villains.
So
But yeah, they are really cool. Marcel
they get better.
Marcel
Marcel is in
is
the originals.
awesome in the originals. He's probably my favorite character.
Hmm.
Although he has some annoying arcs where they make him the bad guy, and
Yeah,
I
that's
don't like that as
that's
much.
just the Vampire Diaries.
What would you say is your favorite movie now?
I mean, I think my favorite movie will always be Burlesque. Just because I think even though it doesn't necessarily portray realistic burlesque,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sad to find that out, but also happy to find that out
Yeah,
because
right.
burlesque is so much cooler than the show portrays it. But I really loved it. Just kind of awakened me
Mm-hmm.
to being in touch with your femininity and like
Yeah.
dancing and just like fitting in to a place where you like at first didn't fit into,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like Allie does, and she goes through, I'm a new girl and I gotta fit in type phase, and I related to that.
Also,
So,
Cher and Stanley Tucci are fantastic in the
oh
film.
my god, oh my god, I love them so much.
um,
They're the real stars of that movie.
yes. Oh my God.
To be
Stanley Tucci
honest.
is the main character of that movie, in my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He's fantastic. What is the boyfriend's name in
Jack.
that movie? I love that era of guys just like wearing a ton of eyeliner and it just
I
being like
I
not
you should wear some
mentioned.
eyeliner.
Yeah, I don't know if it would fit me as well,
But I do like
but
guys in eyeliner. I wish
yeah.
that was
I
more of a
have
trend.
the natural eyeliner of being blessed with naturally long
You do have very pretty
eyelashes.
eyelashes.
So I let them do the work for me. Um, Next is, what is your favorite season of the year? I feel like that's
My favorite season, probably fall.
well,
And that's a very
that's.
basic answer, but
I mean, there's
that's
not like a
where
ton of answers. It's
I mean
just
there's four,
yeah.
but so I mean it's a 1 in 4 chance you answer one of them. So
I mean, I like fall a lot because my birthday's in fall and also Thanksgiving's in fall, and that is my favorite holiday.
mm-hmm.
But spring is nice also.
It's really rainy in spring though, and I think
I
and I
like the
love I like
rain.
the rain too.
Controversial opinion. I love when it rains.
I think a lot of people like when it rains, and me included. But I really like fall because it's not super cold. Halloween is in fall, and
Halloween is also a good
Halloween is
holiday.
my favorite holiday.
Fall's great. I mean, it's just holiday after holiday. You go Halloween, Thanksgiving, and
Thanksgiving.
then I mean you're in winter. Well,
Oh,
goodness gracious. You're kind of getting into winter, but then right away it's
1 second.
okay. The
We're
puppy has
back.
arrived. We have calmed him down.
He
He's
was
a sweet
alerting us
boy.
to probably an Amazon
There are
package.
other dogs barking in the neighborhood, I believe, that
Oh,
I could
they were
hear.
talking. He was
Yes, they were
responding.
chatting about the weather, sports, excited for the Texans.
Yep.
All right. Final question. What is some advice that you might have for newbies who are kind of maybe in the position you were a few years ago, just looking into burlesque, or maybe just went to your first show, maybe just got pulled on stage, and forced to do some type of strip game, um, and then flirted with by the host and told to try burlesque, and you thought, oh, that's crazy, I would never. But then you do it, and then
Yeah.
it works out. Who knows? Go for it. What would you say to those people?
Um, I would definitely say just
Hello, Oakley.
just do it. You're gonna love it, and it's gonna change your life. But also do it for you, and don't do it for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep remembering that you're doing this for you, and you're doing this to feel beautiful in your own skin,
Mm-hmm.
or to feel control or whatever. Just remember that you're doing it for you, and I think
Yeah.
that's just something you've got to keep remembering throughout your journey and
Mm-hmm.
getting into this.
Yeah.
So
And worst case scenario, you have a cool story or an unbeatable never have I ever answer,
right,
Um, so
it's an incredible journey, and I my life will forever be altered now that I've found burlesque,
hmm
and in a good way, in an amazing, hypnotic, I want to do this the rest of my life till
hmm
I am like no longer able to do it
hmm
type of way. And my grandkids are going to find shoeboxes and totes full of just pictures and kitten notes and show posters, and that's what I want my legacy to be.
Yeah. Well, good. That is almost exactly how I feel about Dungeons and Dragons. My children will find boxes of dice for centuries.
Oh, I'm glad we both
My
found our thing
descendants,
that we want
yes.
our children to find.
Mine a lot easier to do in old age.
I love how much hair you're pulling off of him right now.
Well, you know,
But
they're
yes,
so
I
little.
think our kids are gonna have pretty cool parents. And I'm really excited for them for that. Um, Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think I'm gonna be a good mom, and I think you're gonna be a good dad.
I think
And
so. You've had your hand in like kind of helping raise a lot of children and babysitting a ton. Me a little less so, but I think I've got a pretty good partner that'll guide me through it when the time comes.
mhm,
Um,
always, always. But
yeah. Uh, can you think of any other questions or things we should talk about?
I have a question for
All
you.
right.
What do you say to those that are trying to get into burlesque whose husbands might not be so supportive? And what would you say? How should they handle that?
Okay. I'm gonna need a second to think about this.
I'm sorry.
That's a hard question.
I did come from doing
Um,
interviews at my day job today, so I feel like I'm still in interview
yeah.
mode.
Oh, I'm in
You're in the
the
hot
hot
seat.
seat
Mm-hmm.
here. What would I say to the people whose
Or just
partners
partners. Yeah.
are not being as supportive? Um, I mean, I don't want to be one of those people who says like, there it is, kick them to the curb. That's a stupid thing. Like, I think that you should talk to them and explain to them, um, well, one, that like biases against sex work are outdated and weird and not necessary anymore, but
Really at all, but
yeah, or then not that they ever necessarily were, but
just now it's like 20 it's
yeah,
2024
it's come
for
on,
real.
get with the times.
Yeah.
It's not weird. Um but also, don't actually, like, you don't want to sound like you're mocking them. You want to come from a place of, understanding, but also let them know that like this is important to you and it's not
it's not about them.
It's not about them. It's just about you discovering yourself. Maybe. I mean, maybe that's what it is for you. Maybe you have other
I mean, it's
motivations
definitely
for
a
doing
part of
burlesque,
yourself,
but
regardless.
yeah, no matter what, if it is important to you, then
They should
it's
respect that.
something, yeah, that should be respected at least um to try.
You get the dog hair off your shirt? It's fine. It's just shorty. Leaving his little mark. Yeah, this is what you're doing, bro.
Short stack. You just need attention.
Just like his mama. My question for you is, what's your favorite show of all time?
Um, my favorite TV show, I really enjoyed Game of Thrones for the first, whatever the good season was, 6 seasons. How many seasons are there? 8. I don't know. For the seasons that, not the last 2 seasons, I really enjoyed those seasons. I didn't.
The Flaming.
The last 2 seasons, just I think a clear decline in quality. Still better than a lot of TV shows, though. But yeah, the ending was silly. Um, Other than that, I really enjoy Parks and Recreation. Is fantastic. How I Met Your Mother.
Love me some Parks and Rec.
How I Met Your Mother. Despite, I mean, all like everything made not today is outdated. How I Met Your Mother. A little.
Some jokes that weren't the best.
Yeah, you know, Ted
That's a
and
lot of media from
yeah
prior to 2010s, you know?
Ted and Barney get away with a lot. They are not the greatest guys to root for sometimes.
But that's why we root for Marshall.
That is why we root for Marshall and Lily.
We're Marshall stands. We're also eating cookies.
I
I'm
love
so
Lily
sorry.
too. We don't need to leave Lily out of this. Marshall and Lily together are a fantastic duo.
Lily less so, just because she runs a lot, but she got better.
We all have our flaws, okay? Marshall has sex with his socks on.
You need to stop talking with your mouth full. I couldn't understand that.
Marshall has sex with his socks on, is what I said. That's a flaw.
Yeah, I do think that's weird.
It's a flaw.
If you're completely naked.
It's weird.
But also, if you're fully clothed, do you take your socks off?
If not, if I'm fully clothed, but I'm saying, I guess, yeah, the denoting they're keeping their socks on implies that they are naked other than the socks. I love Oakley just sleeping next to you.
I know, she's so cute. This is Oakley. For audio listeners, she just crawled up on the couch and became a little loaf.
He's sleeping on the edge of the couch, and short sack laying in between us, getting hair all over us and our microphones.
Yes.
Yes,
But it would be too sad to tell him he can't come up here right now.
It would be too sad, and he's just so dang cute.
Yes.
You favorite
can
movie?
Look at our Instagram for pictures. I'll post them.
Yes. We'll post a picture of this right now. Both animals
Your
on
smile.
the couch with us. Yay. Favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Great movie. A lot of fantastic actors. Aubrey Plaza, Anna Kendrick, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin,
Michael Cera.
Jeez, I could not think of his name. Chris Pine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
No, not Chris Pine. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is what I meant to say. Yes.
Like, Chris Pines is in that
I've been
movie?
watching a lot of Star Trek, and so Chris Pine's on the
What are you, a fucking nerd or something?
Not that I've watched the movies recently, just all of the
you're watching
are on my mind. I'm watching The Next Generation, because it's the best one.
All right.
Picard is the best captain.
I trust your opinion on that.
Hot take, I'm sure. No one will flame me in the comments because nobody cares about Star Trek anymore. Favorite season, I think I already answered, was...
Yours was spring.
Spring? Yeah.
You said you liked the rain.
I like winter, too.
You like winter?
I like winter here. Winter in Idaho was rough.
Ooh, can you do your best British accent for me? Do you want me to give you...
I will not do my best British accent for you. I will not. I wouldn't do it. It would be too embarrassing.
What kind of British accent? Like, where is that from, do you think? I don't know. Hopefully, maybe someone will know.
The only... I don't know
this
if that
might
was
be offensive.
London.
I hope it is not.
I know there's like Yorkshire, but I could not actually like... I'm not going to pretend like I know them well enough.
I have nothing but respect for...
Scottish is technically a British accent.
I have nothing but respect for British people, and I love their accents. So please don't find offense to this.
Respect their accents. I do like all accents are cool. Some people say my accent is cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I can't really hear it. That's how accents work. But yeah. It's weird how that works.
Mm-hmm.
I want an accent, but I already have one.
Yeah, it's like American with like the slightest tinge of like country.
A little southern, because when I say my A's, I say a little like AYU instead of just, I say Cayum.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my name's spelled CAYUM instead of CAM.
Cam.
Cam. My name's Cameron.
Cameron.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was necessary. Favorite color, orange. I answered that. What is your favorite food? I skipped that one earlier.
Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite food is Alfredo. Alfredo sauce.
Alfredo sauce, yeah. That's...
And Takis. You could put it... I think Alfredo sauce goes on anything. Yes. Breadsticks, pasta, ravioli. Bread.
Any type of pasta, ravioli, yeah.
Well, ravioli's stuffed pasta. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Fuck you. Anyway, what's your favorite food, did you say?
Bitch. Everything. I like...
Bonjon?
A specific type of boudin from a place called The Best Stop in Scott in Louisiana. It's fantastic.
That is the best boudin.
It's the best boudin I've ever had. I get it frequently with a little bit of yellow mustard. Oh boy. You just, and don't boil it like it says on the package. Ignore
you gotta air fry that shit.
Air fry it. Just Google air fryer boudin. It's like 400 for 8 minutes or something. I promise you it's cooked. It's fantastic.
I promise you it's cooked.
I don't actually, don't take my word for that. Don't
guarantee that.
I do think it's cooked. I've eaten them a lot and I've never gotten sick.
But don't come for us if it isn't.
I don't know what the legal repercussions of promising that are. Oh my goodness, now the cat is on the floor cleaning. The other cat is here as well.
Benny is also here,
cleaning
but you can't
himself.
Really see him.
Yeah, well, you can take a photo if you'd like and post that as well.
Sure, I'll take a little picture. He's being so cute right now. He's just rubbing his little face on the carpet like a cute little boy. Yeah. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for being my first podcast guest.
Yeah, I was not sure I actually wanted to do it, but I'm glad I did. It's...
You're a pretty shy boy. Most of you listening to this are probably going to be within the burlesque community here in Houston. And you may or may not have seen Cameron. Cameron works a lot and doesn't always have time or is able to come to shows. And he prioritizes which shows he's able to come to, and a lot of them are the ones that I'm in or debuting in. So if you see him, say hi. But he is a shy boy, so. Yeah,
I appreciate distant hellos.
A little wave.
I'm not a hugger. I'm not offended if you hug me or anything, but It's not my favorite greeting of all time.
Yeah.
I like a little wave.
It's okay.
A
It's
head
okay.
nod sometimes
A
for
fist
really
bump, maybe?
familiar.
If you're,
That's how people greet me at work, and I don't mind it. It does feel, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's just really normal. I feel like it should be really normal to have boundaries on like how you want to be greeted. And I think
Yeah,
that's really hard to like
that's how
enact
I feel too.
with people.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're setting a boundary now. And hopefully people listen to it.
Yeah, I think, and it's not. I'm just a bad hugger. I'm an awkward hugger.
Oh my God. Well, yeah.
I'm good at hugging. I'm
You're a
okay at
great
hugging.
embracer. Like if
Yes.
I needed a hug from you, you're, oh my
There's a
God,
big
you hug the
difference
best
between
hugs.
hugging my wife or my parents and hugging like an acquaintance or,
Yeah, no,
a
that's
friend,
fair.
like a friend.
I don't know if that's weird. I always like full on hug people.
It's funny. I do hug my friends a lot, like the friends I've known, like my male friends that I've known since high school. I do hug them when I see them. I think that's because though I don't see them often, like my parents, I'm just excited to see them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I do like hugs. I just have to be really comfortable with the person.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So who is going to be your next guest?
That is such a great question, Cameron. I would love to tell you. My next guest is going to be the lovely Daisy Rose.
Daisy Rose.
Round of applause.
Fresh new
The crowd goes
name.
wild. Yes,
I
fresh new
love the
name.
new name. I was a fan of Daisy Rendezvous as well, but I do understand. I suppose I'll let her tell the story of why she changed it. But I do get it.
Stay tuned.
Daisy Rose is also great, though.
Yes, it's very cute. Rolls off the tongue.
Yes.
I'm really excited to talk to her.
Very elegant to match her incredible singing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love a singing combo.
She's got the
burlesque
voice of a
act.
damn angel.
Ooh,
that girl.
It is crazy.
She's got
I hear her.
singing voice.
Yes, your Instagram plays clips of her
pretty
singing
often
when you check her story all the time. And
I'm always like, Cameron, do you hear how good she is?
Yeah, I'm always like, who the hell is that,
yeah.
bro? Damn.
I know.
And it's always Miss Daisy Rose.
I know. She's
cool.
a queen. She's a queen.
I wish. Oh, do I wish I could sing?
I know. I wish too. Our lives would be so different if we could sing like that, Cameron.
Yes,
but yes, interviewing Daisy Rose very soon, and I'm super excited for it. So please stay tuned for that. Yeah, she's going to be great. We're going to dive into questions about her debut, her journey into burlesque, her name, everything like that. So stay tuned if you want to know all about her.
Heck yeah, it was a pleasure being on. I'm excited to continue to help in the future.
Yes, I am super excited to go on this journey and have you be a part of it, like you were with burlesque. So I'm really excited to continue this podcast, and I hope you and you, the listener, are excited as well.
And you, listener. All right, well.
I think that's it.
Bye-bye.
That's all, folks. All right. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know what you think.